There was a time when London Capita was not so shiny and advanced as today. Victorian London was the largest city on the planet, and capital to the largest empire in history, the British Empire. But it was a poverty-stricken city. The poor suffered on a scale that is unimaginable to the majority of people living in Britain today. From sewer hunters to crawlers, people scratched a living as best they could while living in utterly dreadful conditions. Described as the very capital of cholera and the Venice of drains, Jacob's Island in Bermondsey was one of the worst slums in London in the 19th century. It was located on the south bank of the Thames next to St. Saviour's Dock. The slum was so bad that it attracted the attention of Charles Dickens, who used it as a setting for his novel, Oliver Twist. 19th century social researcher Henry Mayhew labeled the island as a pest island, with literally the smell of a graveyard. He wrote, "Here stands, as it were, the very capital of cholera, the Jesor of London, Jacob's Island, a patch of ground insulated by the common sewer. Spared by the fire of London, the houses and comforts of the people in this loathsome place have scarcely known any improvement since that time. The place is a century behind even the low and squalid districts that surround it." In the days of Henry II, the foul stagnant ditch that now makes an island of this pestilential spot was a running stream, supplied with the waters which poured down from the hills about Sydenham and Nunhead, and was used for the working of the mills that then stood on its banks. These had been granted by charter to the monks of St. Mary and St. John, to grind their flour, and were dependencies upon the priory of Bermondsey. Tradition tells us that what is now a straw yard skirting the river, was once the city Ranelagh, called Cupid's Gardens, and that the trees, which are now black with mud, were the bowers under which the citizens loved, on the sultry summer evenings, to sit beside the stream drinking their sack and ale. But now the running brook is changed into a tidal sewer, in whose putrid filth staves are laid to season, and where the ancient summer houses stood, nothing but hovels, sties, and muck heaps are now to be seen. Not far from the tunnel there is a creek opening into the Thames. The entrance to this is screened by the tiers of colliers which lie before it. This creek bears the name of the dock head. Sometimes it is called St. Saviour's, or, in jocular allusion to the odor for which it is celebrated, Savoury Dock. The walls of the warehouses on each side of this muddy stream are green and slimy, and barges lie beside them, above which sacks of corn are continually dangling from the cranes aloft. This creek was once supplied by the streams from the Surrey hills, but now nothing but the drains and refuse of the houses that have grown up round about it thickens and swells its waters. The slum was located in the area of the modern streets of Mill Street, Bermondsey Wall West, George Row, and Wolseley Street.